Hello, this is Dr. Linda Martinez-Louie. I want to speak with you about don't let a covert narcissist ruin your health. If you are married to or divorcing a covert narcissist, you know the kind of pressure that you are under. Constant stress, unrelenting, for years and even decades. This is what you have been through and are trying to survive. Now, for a long period of time, most individuals who are married to covert narcissists don't even realize it. They are confused. They think that there's something the matter with them. They blame themselves for these people's horrendous behaviors toward them because they feel like they made all the mistakes. But this is just not the case. Being married to a covert narcissist puts a tremendous burden on your immune system. This is a system that keeps us well, healthy, feeling good, being able to sleep well at night, to fall asleep, to feel vitality, energy, optimism in our lives. When we're married to a narcissist, and in particular a covert narcissist, we're always in a state of heightened alert. We don't get the sleep that we need. We worry constantly about what could happen or what is going on in the marriage or through the divorce process. There is an unpredictability factor here which puts you always on edge, waiting for the next shoe to drop. If you are married to one of these individuals or divorcing one, you are in a state of fight or flight in the sympathetic nervous system. Now, it's normal to go back and forth in the sympathetic, the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system, calm, restorative, healing. But when you're married to a covert narcissist, you spend most of your time in the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system. So you're constantly pouring out adrenaline into your system since you are in a state of continual stress. It can get to a point where you start to become ill as a result of your reactions, and they make a lot of sense, to the narcissist with whom you share your life. Many individuals find that after a number of years, they are in a syndrome of chronic stress, and the lifestyle of living with a covert narcissist takes its toll. They begin to notice that they, even after sleeping a full night's sleep, if that's possible, they wake up exhausted and very tired in the morning. And if they don't get enough sleep, they find that their sleep is interrupted because they're always in a state of stress or alert. And that comes to a point where they always feel tired and overwhelmed. Now, the problems here can manifest in many different ways. One of the issues here having to do with adrenal functions is that they play a huge role in a stress response. So if you're constantly registering a stress, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical, then the adrenal glands are releasing adrenaline hormones to help you react to the stress, meaning fight or flight. And if this is done over and over and over again, then at some point they begin to wear out. Prolonged stress, especially the kind of stress that you experience living with a covert narcissist, can cause adrenal fatigue. This is a state that occurs when your adrenal glands stop producing the hormones that you need for your activity, for feelings of calmness, when they really start to misfunction. Every bodily function is affected here, and your adrenal hormone levels shrink, and you don't have that normal sense of spring in your step, get up and go. So you have morning fatigue, trouble waking up, depression. Some people feel a muscle weakness. It's very difficult to concentrate. There is a lot of inflammation in the body, difficulty sleeping, as I mentioned, having problems being wired and tired, so having difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep, being very irritable, cravings for sugar, hair loss, weight gain, muscle tension. And if this gets to a point and becomes very chronic, the person can be in a state of adrenal fatigue. And there are other factors too that are affecting your health. Living with a narcissist in a marriage for a long period of time suppresses the immune system. So you may be getting upper respiratory illnesses, or you may you're just a sitting duck for any number of different bugs and flus that are going around. You may not notice this for a long time until you start crashing and becoming even more exhausted. And you notice also that the narcissist, as you get sicker and sicker, really doesn't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, the covert narcissist, who on the outside appears to be such a charming human being and everybody likes him or her, in the daily life, in your personal life, has become absolutely horrendous at dealing with you. Very impatient, flying into rages, picking you apart every second, blaming you for everything. This kind of behavior, inducing guilt at every turn. And you feel yourself getting weaker, and you don't know what to do. And I understand, because I've spoken to a lot of women and men who have been put themselves in this position unwittingly for long periods of time. Once you recognize that this person to whom you're married is a covert narcissist that's not going to change, that continues to be cruel and even sadistic, you want to make your moves to get out of this non-marriage. This is very important. Don't wait till you're really sick to do this. Pay attention to the early warning signs in your body, where you're feeling fatigued, where you're starting to feel weaker, where you don't, like I say, have that spring, that sense of being able to concentrate well and to really get through the day. The bottom line is you are not going to allow the covert narcissist to make you sick. You cannot do that. So what you want to do is to recognize who this person really is and to take steps immediately, as soon as you can. 2, one thing is to create a support system, or to use the support system that you have of people that you trust, to make a plan so that you can go no contact with a covert narcissist. And you may be beginning, if you're married to one of these individuals, the divorce process. This has to be done without the person, the covert narcissist, knowing anything about what you are doing. Once they find out, then it makes it much, much harder to become free of them. And like I said, it's your right to be healthy, whole, to feel optimistic about your life, to be creative, to have the energy that you deserve and need to get to sleep and rest and to enjoy your life as an individual. And the interesting part of this is that once you are free and have gone no contact and have severed the relationship, you will learn the richness of living in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming, healing, recovering, comforting part of ourselves that feels at ease with life, optimistic, and creative. Remember to put yourself first. That is essential. You can and will recover. You will become completely whole again with tremendous vitality and a real sense of moving forward in your life along a pathway that resonates with all of your goals, your creativity, and your many, many gifts. I wish you the very best on this new journey of yours.